Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we are going to be taking a look at my first Fusion Cup practice with the team of six. This team of six, some pros and cons. There's certainly Pokemon that I really like. I think it's good to have a Charmer, Anti-Charmer, Altaria. Altaria is actually even optional, to be honest. Wishcash, and then an anti-Altaria or something. Anyways, this is the team I went with: Altaria, Alolan Ninetales, Frostlass, Heracross, Wishcash, and Alolan Marowak with Fire Spin. So I just made a new Frostlass. I actually really like it, but it's still difficult to use, right? Like, at least I'm not that experienced at using Frostlass. So this is a terrible matchup for me. So I'm going to immediately switch out, hopefully get as much energy as possible. And if I'm able to hit the Mud Bomb against an opponent that's weak to Mud Bomb, then I will totally do it, because I do get quite a bit of value from that damage. He switches into Alolan Ninetales, and what I actually probably need to do one more Mud Shot, and you'll see I'm going to be one short. I should be one short at least. Yeah, I am one short. So I should do one more Mud Shot to prevent the Charm from going through. And what I'm trying to do is trying to stall out, because I kind of need this Wishcash for a Pro Pass later on. So I'm gonna hit it again, and you'll see I tried to switch, and then it's kind of a dumb idea by me. I probably should have committed to the Mud Bomb, because then I actually would have been in a pretty good position. But it was stupid of me. So I let this Psyshock go through, and I tried to Powder Snow down, I think, after I shield here. And then I think we end up simultaneously KOing. I'm like, come on, please. This is the only way I'm gonna win. My only play was to double up on the Avalanche against this Probopass, and then obviously I'm in a pretty terrible situation here. So it was, you got to find your win condition. So if I was able to get the Mud Bomb off, or successfully switch out, then he left with Bronzong. That was given the situation right now, it's like my only plays. But well played on his side, very well played. He didn't necessarily he had two Pokemon weak to Wishcash, but I had to switch in my Wishcash, which ended up leaving me vulnerable. Especially I had two Pokemon weak to Probopass. So he goes Psyshock, takes me out. A very comfortable win from his side. So GG, Math Magician. And I was like, if I play that a little bit better, then I think I can win. So what do I do here? I think I'm like, what? Let's try it again. If he goes in the same team, I think I can play this out better. And we're going to see he's going to lead. This is actually an okay matchup here. I actually don't know why Let's see here. So I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball. And I'm going to switch out to Wishcash to get a little bit of energy advantage. Though, to be honest, I think I'm pretty sure I win the one shield. So in this case, I'm actually going to double up appropriately this time. And I'm going to go for a second one to prevent the Charm to go through. So this puts me in a way better position. And I'm hoping I can reach this one. I cannot. So not a great situation for me at all. So I am going to look to hit this Avalanche almost as soon as possible. And I go for the Avalanche. And I know I want to switch out as soon as possible. And I switch out, try to get a little bit of advantage. And then at this point in time, I let this go. I probably should have shielded it, to be honest, and then I make a mistake here, which you'll see in a little bit. Well, either way, I was in a pretty terrible position here, so I probably could have let this go. Maybe, I don't know. It was like I had no win condition after this Bronzong had way too much health. So I go for the sky attack. I miss a bubble, and then he's just gonna confusion me down and Psyshock my Frostlass. What I could have done differently there, I probably should have stayed in that matchup. And then that might have been okay. Like, even if I lose it, I don't know if I can double Shadow Ball in the one shield. I have a pretty good Frostlass, rank 74. So it's going to be able to survive a decent amount. Let's see here. Can I win in the one shield? So I can win in the one shield. I do get... Yeah, I should have stayed in. I switched out to in like a... Yeah, and then I could have burned the second shield or KO'd. And then even if he ends up... let's see here. More like this scenario. Even if he ends up KOing me and shields both of them, then I can come in with Wish Cash and then farm up and get like the appropriate advantage, and then I'll be left in like an okay situation. But so I immediately switch out into Wish Cash, and he switches out into Frostlass. So I'm gonna double up. Wish Cash does beat Frostlass, but I want it to be... I have to win back switch advantage because I'm in a pretty bad situation right now. So I think I end up shielding this Avalanche, and I probably should have went for the double. So he lets it go through, and I think I ended up double shielding. And I come back in with Frostlass to try to KO. And if he comes back in with Probopass, I'm going to Shadow Ball. I'm going to do a pretty decent chunk of damage. And I know this Rock Slide... Well, this Rock Slide now will KO. So he went a little bit of over farm. But I'm okay here. My Wish Cash still has a pretty decent amount of health left. And then he switches out into Alolan Marowak. So I am going to look to double. I might have been one mud shot short, actually. But I'm going to switch out into Altaria. Because I don't... he has to double Shadow Ball me if he wants to KO me. Which is a little bit unlikely. Well, he might be able to double Shadow Ball me right now, which still like puts me in an okay position because now he ends up bone clubbing me. And then I'm going to look to Dragon Pulse. And if he doesn't shield, and then he's going to put him super low, and then I can Dragon Breath him down. So he has to put up the shield. I have energy in the back with Wish Cash. He's able to farm me down, but I'm able to get to... He would have to do like 3 Rock Slides to KO me, so I'm in okay position right now. So lots of switching in that match to preserve my my Wish Cash. Alolan Marowak, pretty good against this team because it does very well against Heracross, does well against Alolan Ninetales, does well against Frostlass, even with my Alolan Marowak, and then obviously loses to both, especially Wish Cash. Able to Shadow Ball Altaria. If you're able to get 2 off, then you're in a pretty good situation. So what do I do here? So I'm going to lead with Wish Cash. Especially if they have no grass on their team. It's like grass gets countered by so many things in this meta. But then if you don't have grass, then Wish Cash is way too safe of a switch in. So this is a decent matchup for me. I'm going to Q it. Oh, man, I tried to QSA. I don't know what happened there. Why it fired off. And then I tried to switch out to catch the Avalanche. But I'm going to switch out to Alolan Marowak. Try to get an energy advantage. He switches out into Shift Tree. And then I'm like debating which one's better, but I'm like Shadow Ball probably better. And then to be honest, at this point in time, I'm like, man, I can just win switch advantage. I can just farm him down. There's no way he's gonna get to even another charge move. Expend a shield, win switch advantage, have like a decent amount of health on your Alolan Marowak. It's pretty decent trade off. Switches out into his own Alolan Marowak. So I'm just gonna look to burn shields to get to even energy advantage, especially since I have Wish Cash. And I'm gonna let this go. And it's gonna be a Shadow Ball. And I'm gonna look to put pressure onto this Alolan Marowak, which he doesn't end up shielding. And I think this is just a Bone Club. Oh yeah, it is. But the thing is, I'm gonna have to shield one of them eventually. This is gonna be a Shadow Ball, but it's not gonna do enough damage to KO. Man, Alolan Ninetales, so good with Charm. And look at this, like we're taking resisted charms versus super effective fire spins, and I don't bother doing the charge move because I think my play is to farm down. If I hit the charge move, then I'm gonna end up in a CMP tie situation. So, GG, call me Jake. And I'm gonna lead. I make a huge mistake here. You're gonna see in a little bit. So I started with a little Ninetales. I see Altaria. That's fine. So I expect the immediate switch out, and I see Charizard. I don't even see what charge move it has. It has Air Slash. I was like, oh my gosh, it has Air Slash. Like, not that Air Slash would have been bad for my Heracross. And then here he does like calls. This is a crazy read on his side. He doesn't shield, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna self piggyback on these mud bombs and do a decent amount of damage. And like, what I should have done here, I don't know, it's tough. I need to win switch advantage. He does back-to-back Dragon Claws, and then I think I double up. And what I should have done is I should have farmed up a little bit more because he's basically at 0 energy right now. Here comes Altaria, and I was like, okay, I only have one play here. I gotta take out this Altaria. And I go for the Blizzard. It's a safe shield on his side. And I come in with a little Ninetales. And unfortunately, a little Ninetales does not take these very well. So I'm going to switch out into Heracross. And goes for the Blizzard, which is the right move for sure. And I go for the close combat, hoping that I can close combat again. But I should have been counting. Maybe I had a play if I counted a little bit more appropriately, took a little bit bigger risk, but it was well played on his side. He totally got me with that Charizard play. I was like, I really don't know how to respond. Like, Frost Slash can be an Air Slash Charizard. Obviously, you have to be careful of the Blast Burn, but you're just going to generate energy quicker than the Charizard, so Avalanche is less energy. So I'm going to lead Wish Cash. Wigglytuff's also an interesting charm option as well. So I'm going to bring in Frostlass. So I'm going to lead Probopass, so I caught the lead again. So I expect the immediate switch out into... Okay, so I'm like... And good thing he fired off right away. Because what I'm going to do now is I probably should have fired off a Mud Bomb before switching out to put me in a better position. I got the Powder Snow to go through, so I'm at an Avalanche right now. So I feel okay in this situation. And what do I do here? Do I shield? I can't remember. I do shield. And I'm going to go for the Avalanche. Probably not going to shield. Oh, he does shield. Okay. Because he has one, which is fine. I'm going to let it go. And he comes back in with Altaria, instantly deletes me. So I'm like, not a terrible situation. Not a great situation either. Very aggressive switching, so which was quite nice. So to be honest, I could farm down all the way, but I am gonna farm up a little bit, and then I'm gonna hit the sky attack, and then I'm gonna look to switch right away, and then apply shield pressure to this Probopass. Doesn't shield, which is a little bit surprising. And I'm going to go for another one since I had built up energy just too short of a back-to-back. And he comes back in with Wish Cash. I'm not really sure what his play is here. Because like I have Altaria in the back with like a pretty decent amount of health. So yeah, he's trying to clearly back-to-back here, but I have Altaria in the back, so it would have been a little bit too much for him. So GG, Cremis Poppy. All right. Who am I going against next? I'm going against Country Nerd. This is my last battle for this video. As you can probably tell by the time. He leads with Lairon, so I'm like, oh god, this is a terrible situation here. I try to switch, and then I throw in a few Power Snows, so he switches out into Wish Cash, and I'm like debating what to do here. I was like, should I QSA? And then this is the strategy I go with. I go for the Blizzard. I'm like, no one shields the first charge move on Wish Cash. Hit the Blizzard. I'm like, oh man, I'm in a fantastic situation here. So I QSA. And then I'm like, oh man, what happens if he Blizzards me here right now? So I'm like, I can't take that risk. I have so much energy. So I go for the Mud Bomb. And I go for the back-to-back Mud Bomb. And I switch out into Altaria to catch the Mud Bomb. And then he probably could have switched out, but it was like he had such little health that it probably didn't make sense to switch lock himself. And he comes back in with Lairon, and I'm like, this is too early for a Rock Slide. So he goes for the Body Slam. And because he went, to be honest, if he went for the Rock Slide as well, I think I end up surviving, and then I get to this Dragon Pulse regardless. So I hit the Dragon Pulse, just try to do as much damage as I can, and he goes for the Rock Slide, which does KO me. And now I have Wish Cash. I don't want to get hit by a Body Slam. I think it's like only like, can't remember if it's five Metal Claws to a Body Slam or something like that. Anyways, in a pretty decent situation. Right now he has Bronze on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look to burn his shield. If he doesn't, I stay in. If he does, then I'm going to go in and hit the Shadow Ball, get a shield. So that was the plan. Like, he goes for the Psychic too. Instead of Psyshock. Psychic is interesting, but Psyshock is probably the way to go. Just a bit more spammier. Leaves yourself in a pretty decent situation. So what I think of this team, pretty decent. I probably would bring in Squawk Dirty to me, AJ Pilot. Asked me why not Poliwrath instead of Heracross, and that's probably the right play. Like Heracross has a little bit better counterplay against Bronzong than Poliwrath, just because it has close combat, which is going to do a ton of damage. And then plus it has that counter instead of like Mud Shot. And it still has, but Poliwrath has better play against Altaria. So Heracross also has better play against grass types, but it's so squishy. So anyways, it has way worse matchup against Alolan Marowak. So it's kind of a trade-off, but Poliwrath is a bit tankier, a little bit more flexible play. So anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys like this video and want to see more videos like this, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll see everyone in the next video.